What's up, y'all? We had a squat video variation, now we're gonna do a bench video variation. So the idea is all you need is a bench and a rack and a bar for all these variations. There's a bunch of them. I think I gave you 13 or 14 on the squat one. I'm gonna give you as many as I can, press variations, so that you know that if you're training in your garage or in your home gym or whatever you have, you still have plenty of variations to kind of pick and choose from. You're not limited strictly to bench press. So I'm gonna start with our first variation, which is the stock bench press. Just gonna do a couple reps for you. There is your first variation. The next one you can do, probably the biggest builder for bench on me, would be a close grip. So this is not close grip. This is really rough on the wrist, and there's really no more tricep involvement in it. So just go straight out, like from your shoulders straight out. That's your close grip width. So I'm gonna show you a couple reps there, what that's gonna look like. Same cues, pull the elbows into the lats. So that's our second variation. Third one is, you probably guessed it, a wide grip variation. Really important on the wide grip not to pull the elbows out. Pull the elbows into the lat on the way down. The shoulder is not as supported in the lat, especially if you have narrow shoulders like me. If you have broader shoulders, this is a little more comfortable for you. It might actually be closer to your normal grip. But if you're doing wide grip and you have narrow shoulders, just be careful on this one to make sure the elbows are tucked in. You can extend the shoulder joint a little too much if the elbows are high. So a couple reps right here. This is what it would look like. So here's my normal, about right there. I'm gonna put my thumbs in, and I'm gonna go out right there. You don't really need to go wider than that. Pull the elbows into the lats, driving straight up. Try to pull the bar apart, squeeze from the pinky. There is your pooches, and there's your wide grip. The next one we're gonna do is a double paused rep. So you can do this with close, wide, or standard grip. I'm gonna suggest you pause on the way down and on your chest, and then go all the way up. You don't wanna detrain acceleration on the way up for the range of motion, right? Our sport is going quickly. You don't wanna detrain acceleration on the way up. So, get out here, get out here. So double pause bench press will look something like this. Right here, right there. So pause on the way down, on the chest, and all the way just totally relates to my face. Here's your fourth variation. You can do what's called a Spoto press, named after Eric Spoto, ridiculous bencher. I think he's bench pressed over 700. It's kind of like a close grip, but you pause it about where a one board would be, so it's just off the chest. If you're one of those lifters that's really fast immediately off the chest and then hits your sticking point early on, this is a really good accessory for you. I think people get more out of this done heavier than lighter weight. I'd rather do heavy skull crushers if I want to target my triceps with this than a Spoto. Spoto I think is better for training the main lift variation for something heavier rather than hypertrophy for the triceps. Use it how you like, personal experience right there. This is the Spoto press and how it would look. Take your close grip or a closer grip than normal. Bring it all the way down. Build tension in the triceps, traps, and lats. Hold it for a second and then drive up. About a one board. Hover, push. Think of your body as a spring. It should be harder to keep the bar down than to push back up. Like, you should be able to breathe and be able to drive all the way up to the top. It should feel like relief in the body to be able to push. It should feel like a lot of tension to hold it. So try to build tension on the way down with that one. Here's your Spoto press. JM press is gonna be kind of hard to see and it's more of a tricep. I'll probably do that in a separate video, but a JM is a good variation as well. The next one we can do would be any of the Larson presses, where your feet are actually up off of the bench, so you're taking some of the back support away from the shoulder. So hypertrophy, great for it. Close grip Larson, really good builder for the bench, especially for longer arm guys like myself. This is a secret weapon for you. Close grip and close grip Larson. So your feet are gonna come way out, Try not to set your back as much. You know, obviously still keep a safe position, pinch your shoulders. But we're right here. So there's more range of motion because the back isn't as arched. There's a little more dependence on the shoulder, triceps, and chest because the back isn't assisting as much with the range of motion. Really, really big pressing builder. Okay. So those are, and then you can do reverse bands. If you have bands, you can do chains, but I'm just kind of showing you the stock stuff you can do. The next one we can do, I'm going to show you how to set it up, is a floor press. Okay, so you'll need to move this rack down, which I'm going to do right now. Of course, if you have an incline bench and adjustable, you can adjust all of these variations with an incline. Okay. Oh, I'm going to show you guys one more before I switch it. It's a rack press. Again, you can use these a variety of ways. With a rack press, trying to target the triceps, overload the triceps, or a sticking point. So, like that noise? We will put our rack right here. We'll start with the bar on the rack. Right there. Bench back. You're gonna kind of wedge yourself under the bar. You can do these for 1 reps. You can do these for high reps. Anything you can do to kind of overload what you're naturally able to do is generally productive for this variation. So you're gonna push straight up and over the face. Like the ceiling, like the ceiling's closing down on you and you're trying to get just away from the ceiling. Right? Ooh. I have another one, it's called a dead press. This one's actually really hard. Only do 1 reps here. Don't do these ever for reps. It defeats the purpose entirely. We got pooches in the house. With the dead press, you want to set the rack as close to your chest as you can get. You want to have to crawl under the bar. So you start with the bar down. The reason why you will not unrack the bar, let it sit, and then push is because of the SST, the stretch shortening cycle of the muscle. It loads the muscle. You don't want to load the muscle prior. You want to be deloaded and be able to drive all the way up. That's the way the lift is supposed to function. You're supposed to develop maximum output from no loading. Really increases your 1 rep max. You would normally do like anywhere from 5 to 10 heavy-ish singles right here. Don't do them in rapid succession. Treat them like max singles. Crawl under. So you guys see how the bar is literally right on my chest. I didn't load. I just get tight. And drive straight up. Right there. Put it back. Wait a minute, wait 2 minutes. Obviously, if it's a heavier rep, it'll move slower than that, and you'll need the recovery. So there's your dead press. Next one we'll set up is going to be a floor press. And then we have the Z press. Zaviscus. You guys know who Zaviscus is, you're a real lifter. Actually, it might work. With the floor press, again, you're kind of taking the leg drive out of the equation, isolating the pushing muscles a little bit from the back. That might be kind of hard to see. Bear with me. So you unrack the bar, bringing it down, pause on the floor. So pause, push. You don't want to bounce for multiple reasons. 1, defeats the purpose. 2, it can be hard on the elbows because one side is likely to land differently than the other side. And that will load the wrist and the elbows differently. And if you try to bounce, it can really bother the wrist. Speaking personally right there. So lower it, pull it into the lats, straight up, right there. Don't go boom, that's very bad. And don't cheat and be like, oh, my shoulder's starting to touch. No, let the elbow touch, pause, push. Maintain tension at the bottom. Don't go, and then relax, and then try to tense up again. You're gonna fail the lift every time. Pull into the lats, let it settle, boom, push it up, straight up, okay? And our last pressing variation, you can use at home with just a bar and a rack, is the Z press. You have the body, this is actually good for hamstring mobility as well. Because you have to do like a little L sit. So you put the bar actually in the rack, on the rack.
you'll be seated like this, and you're pushing straight up. Overhead pressing in general, what you don't want to do is lean way back. Mechanically, you won't be able to with this one. You might be able to if you're not very strong or if you're very light. But generally, with guys that, and women that can push a good amount of weight, you have to put your head through the window. Your arms create two walls, bar creates a ceiling, put your head through the window. So you don't want to be right here. Start at the chin, push straight up. That's your Z press. So thank you guys for watching. These are all of the press variations you can do with just a squat rack. Just a squat rack and a bar. That's all you need. So I hope these variations are helpful if you're working out in your garage or if you're trying to still make your gains with minimal equipment. Thank you guys for watching.